All right, today I am setting up an herb drying system in my basement. So I have got a ton of herbs in my backyard, and I want to be sure that I get to save as much as possible to enjoy all winter long. So I am using these herb drying racks. These can hang from just about anywhere. I'm setting up a little system right here to divide these two rooms. I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 of these. And each of these comes with little hooks. So I'm going to put the hooks all around here and then just hang herbs all summer long in hopes that I get to have a year-round supply of herbs. If I have room, I'm also going to include some flowers so that I can dry some flowers and hopefully make some holiday wreaths and things like that with them this winter. So to do this, I only need a few tools. The first is measuring tape. So we set apart to make sure each of these drying racks had enough space between them. The diameter of each of the drying racks is 14 inches. And so we put this from center to center, we put them about 20 inches apart. So each of these lines, I'll double check that, but each of these lines is about 20 inches apart. The next thing that you need is just a little nail. So I'm using a nail to start my hole for every hook. 18 inches apart. So each of these holes is 18 inches apart. So the next thing I need is a nail. This isn't really a tool, but I'm using it as a tool. And then we just got these little eye hooks that go straight up into the ceiling. You may need to get one that, like if you don't have a stud or something strong to hold into, you might need to get a particular hook that, will grip on the back side of the drywall. So the only other thing we need is a hammer, and then if you need a little bit of a leverage on putting the hook in, then you can also use like an old screwdriver. So we're going to show you the process. Once we got those measured from center to center, I just took the measuring tape and measured it's about 5 inches. So I put the hole at about 2.5 inches across. So I'm just going to go right here and place a little hole first with the nail. And this just helps me get the process started. And then I'm just going to take the screw or the hook and screw it into the hole. Just like that. And if you don't have a stud or anything like that, you're probably going to want to put something stronger beneath it. And then as soon as that is nice and tight, then you can put your drying rack on it. So these come with this little S hook. So you just place that right on top, and it's really like a triangle. So you just slide these around. And then you get this nice circle that you can hang the herbs from. So we're going to get them all hung up before we start to hang the herbs. But that's the whole process. So you can hang 1, you can hang 2, you can hang 5, you can hang 50. I was imagining eventually in this room just the entire ceiling covered with herbs hanging. I think it would be so cool. So I'm going to show you the rest of the process, but now you know how it goes together. All right, so we've been doing some troubleshooting. These herb hangers are awesome, but they're also, we've decided we're going to call them particular. And the main particularity is just in laying it out. So I'm going to show you. You can see all these we've figured out, and I'm going to show you what it takes. So we're still putting in the hook just like every time else. And then to hang it, we figured out that you basically need to set it up the right way off the hook. Once it's hooked on, it's like the gravity is too much and it's hard to get these to lie straight. So you want to get this all laid out evenly, basically into thirds, before you put it onto the hook. But I'm going to undo it so I can test myself and see if I can fix it. but this is what you want it to look like. So broken into thirds, just like this. So to get it set up, so you're gonna take it out of the package, and what you want is there's 3 lines up here. So you want those 3 lines lined up in a row, just like that, so they don't get tangled, okay? The hooks, these little hooks, they're gonna be pointing to the interior of the circle, not the exterior. So I was trying a couple like this and it won't work. So you want the hooks to be facing the interior. You're gonna hold this hook upright. I used to think it was supposed to be like this. It's gonna be straight up and down. And then you're gonna slide these to the side one at a time, and you're gonna maintain the order of these 3 in a line, just like that. So after about 6 done wrong, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done wrong, Georgia finally taught me how to do it correctly. So once these 3 are all lined up, if yours is crooked or not lining up correctly, it's usually because these 3 were not lined up. So just like that, tighten them, let them hang like this. Make sure the hooks are pointing to the inside. Keep these so that they stay in order. And then you're gonna like turn it to the side and let these other 2 slide around just like that. And then it's ready to go onto the hook. Ta-da! So we now have our year-round herb drying rack situation. I can cover these circles with herbs, which I'm gonna do very quickly, and then keep these herbs all year long. So if you want to find out more about growing herbs, we teach you all about how to do that at Gardenary. And if you want to shop our herb gardening collection, these drying racks and lots of other herb garden tools are in the Gardenary shop at gardenary.com. We have officially set up the ultimate herb drying system. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drying racks, and we went out and did the first harvest. I've been waiting to harvest so many things from the garden to hang up, and so today was the day. We grabbed some lemon balm, some oregano, lots of thyme, some rosemary, some yarrow, some germander, some lavender blooms, and I think that's about it. So they're gonna hang here until they are like crispy to the touch. You can actually keep them here until you're ready to use them, but I like to pull them off and then store them in a nice airtight jar. Let me know in the comments if you want me to show you how to do that. But for now, these can just stay and hang on the hanger. They're just gonna, make this room smell delicious and look beautiful, and also be creating loads and loads of things we can enjoy all through the colder months of the year.